Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the once a week daily high episodes that we're coming at you a little earlier in America than we usually would. Tone is actually in Asia right now, as a lot of you know, and he's realizing that maybe appreciating that I do the shows at 11 o'clock every night, and Tone's a lot more social than I am. So instead of being at home, near ready for bed, Tone is swanning around town in Asia. Can't do the shows with me. How are you, mate?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, just got to Vietnam today. I'll be here a few days and then we'll see. I'm still gonna be out here. I'll go to visit you in a couple of weeks, and after that, back to Americas.
Can't wait. Are you going to go to Dubai? Have you decided if you will?
I think I will. I don't have a ticket to 2049. I know it's kind of hectic. I'm like, man, why? I kind of already told people that I'm going back. I'm like, I should have just gone to Japan and just hung out in Tokyo for like a week before you and I could meet up. But I think I'm gonna go to Dubai and I'll be in Tokyo on like May 2nd, maybe. But then I gotta get back to the US around May 16, 17.
All right. Well, on that note, let's go straight into the charts as we always do. Let me just turn her on. Geez, out of practice with this, man. It's been we've been so inconsistent recently. When a regular country will make sure that we get this consistent again. All right, I'm going to go into it. Look, because I haven't done a show, I don't think this week. Let's just start, and it is a Friday, so let's start on a broader view on the weekly time frame. The week looks all right. It's been last week was a very, very good week. This week's been a fine week. Okay. And I'll show you a few things. We still are trapped below the 30 simple moving average, as you can see right now, and we are on the bottom end of it. We were able to close above the 50 simple moving average, which is really, really important. It's sort of starting to look a little like this situation. We had that horrible last year where we went through 6 months of consolidated downwards consolidation. But we were able to sustain the 50 simple moving average at that point as well, and right at the bottom, which it looks like we have done that now. For now, we've done it for now, right? So we don't know what's going to happen long term. But if we can recapture this 30 simple moving average, just like we did, back last year, I think we've got a real shot at it. Now, this had a worse. It's not exactly, one for one here. This was way more drawn out sideward consolidation, where this had a lot further downside to it. But maybe that was a good shakeout that wished it had back, earlier in that consolidated period. So look, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not in any long-term trade as of yet. I'm still sticking with my theory that either two things are going to happen, or three things will happen. We'll stay above the 50 simple moving average, or we'll lose the 50 simple moving average on the weekly. Then definitely I believe that we'll get that weekly green diamond, which will be the absolute pinnacle of buys that you'll have in like the next 4 or 5 years. And I would highly recommend watching that video I made about that. But the other option is that we regain that $88,000 price, not in the first attack, not just a once whack hit at 88, I'm all in, nothing like that, but a good consolidated, as Fibbo Swanee would say, 3 days of closes above the 30 simple moving average. That's not what he'd say, but he needs 3 days. Then I'd be above 88, 3 days above that. Yeah, 30 simple. I'd be really positive. I like that the 7 simple is rounding. I could see that cracking through the modified Lucasar, getting to new highs. Cautiously optimistic. I really like Socrates' EXA, where it stands right now. We had the false cross, the recross, and now it's got a nice, steady, confirmed cross at a really good vantage point. The EXA looks really, really strong. My Copic curb here is doing what we want. Now, it hasn't fully rounded, and it takes time. This is a really lagging indicator. It's a real buy into strength once it passes the zero line, but it's working its way the right way. It's not flat line down. It's rounding, but that can straighten with a drop. That'll straighten back out. It's nothing yet, but it's just something to notice. We'll keep an eye on it later on. That's the weekly as it stands. I don't mind it. Daily time frame looks really even better, to be honest. Although I'm not jumping all in on it yet. I really like that we have recaptured the moving averages. I like that they've all bunched together. And I like even throughout the day today that we came back down and touched on to the dollar, the 7 simple moving average, which is nice because I think that today's, in particular, market trading day might be a good day that if we can come up and close this as a green star on the MRI, having come down and retested the 7, bang, we might burst above that and make our way back to the 200 simple moving average, which coincides really well with what we're saying at that $88,000 mark on the weekly. Not all in one day, but I think that's a really good spot to head towards. I've got upside targets definitely on the daily time frame. 4 hour to finish her off with. Look, we've what do we got here? Anything to take note of? Just a consolidated top. I do like the idea of us breaking out of this. Yeah, look, I'd be really interested if we fail now, come back down and retouch on the 50 simple moving average, cluster of the 50 simple and the 200, stay above 83, 300. If we just come back down, touching that 83, 500, 700 range, quite quickly, I could see us recover and then maybe market open comes back down and retest this area. Great buy with a great stop loss in place at maybe 83. I think you have a great trade on the next few days. All right, I am coming back to you now, Tone. Working my way back. Oh, shoot. Coming off screen share. My computer's slightly lagging. That's why it sounds like I'm ginning around a bit. Is it back? We back?
Are you good? Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. I've turned the charts off, but my end, but it says this on. Was I?
Your charts came back. There we go. Yeah, that's my chart. All right. Yeah. Your internet's breaking up a bit. That's okay.
Take away.
I'm assuming it's on your end, not on my end. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna well, we'll let the live chat let us know. How is my okay? So, yeah, Matt, I pretty much agree with you. I in the last show that I did, I talked about how the last time we were going down for like 9 months. This time around, where we spent less time going down, but we spent the same amount. We lost pretty much the same amount. I like the fact that we established a lower swing low and we established a lower swing close. We also had an MRI buy situation. So all of this is really, really good. The only thing that was missing was, actually catching that low 70s mark, but we don't have to go that low. So now I also agree with Matt. We got to get back above 88. For me, we probably have to get over that $90,000 barrier. And going back to the title of the show is the bottom for Bitcoin in. I actually do think that the Bitcoin bottom is in. Now, we'll see if Trump tries to bring back these ridiculous sanctions. They can crash the market again. But I think he'll learn this lesson and backpedal big time on all sanctions other than China, basically. And now we just got to get back into this consolidated zone in the mid 90s, and after that, the breakout could be very, very nice. I would love to see a repeat of what happened in October of 2024. See it come in, starting this summer. Hopefully, we don't have to wait till October. Hopefully, we start this run up a little bit earlier, sometime this summer. And Matt mentioned the EXA. It looks good. I don't like the CMF. I think that looks terrible. But if we start to rise from here, it'll be okay. The MACD still does not look very good. It's the histogram is starting to go to zero. Have a lot more to go, and the RSI also has plenty of room to the downside. It never properly bottomed, but it's okay if we start to go up at this point. So that's the weekly chart. The daily chart, this is kind of the path that I wanted to see. The last time I did a show, I was talking about, an imminent rise to the upside. We did rise, but not to the levels that I wanted. I wanted us to break 87. We came up just short of 87, 86 and a half. And I was also warning about this 4-hour MRI top. We topped on the candle after that. This consolidation is a bit of a bullish sign, but, and here's the important part, it needs to go up very soon. So if we spend the rest of today trending down, I think the weekend is gonna be it's gonna be a tough weekend. We still have a chance to break out and do exactly what these arrows suggest, which is I still think is the most likely path from here. So a breakout this weekend into 87 and a half or so, and then a pullback into the moving averages. Right now, we're consolidating inside the moving averages, which is okay for a breakout. It's just not as clean and not as ideal. I would rather us break out and pull into the moving averages than consolidate in the moving averages, allowing them to cross over. Either way is a bullish scenario. Now, when would I be concerned that the bottom is not in? We would need multiple daily closes below both moving averages, which means that the price of Bitcoin would have to come down below 82,500 and stay there for a bit, maybe even below 82. If we get a daily close below 82, spend an entire 24-hour period below 82, I will then be very, very concerned that the $74,000 low is not the low. I, however, think that we're not going back below 82,000. And I think the chances are good that we go to 80, 88-ish, make this double top, pull back into the moving average, come back to 88, break out above 88. This is still my most likely path at this point. Nothing really to say on the short-term charts. Clearly the 4-year cycle is looking terrible and way weaker than the rest. Oil might have bottomed as well with the end of the sanction insanity, because I would have told Trump that this is not going to lower the interest rates. This will only raise the interest rates. I guess he wanted to pressure Jerome Powell into lowering the interest rate, and that was a big epic fail. The good news is, of course, that Bitcoin dominance is crushing it. I'm still waiting for Bitcoin dominance to go to a new swing high above 75%. We're currently sitting at 69.5. This Bitcoin dominance is being driven by the collapse of Ethereum. We are coming up on a weekly MRI buy in Ethereum versus Bitcoin. That could rally Ethereum up a bit. As you guys know, we already had the monthly MRI buy, which was ignored, but this is not the month to sell Ethereum. And this month, we will have a weekly MRI buy inside a monthly MRI buy. So Ethereum can certainly get a little bit of a boost, but man, this thing is on its last breath.
Look at the monthly of Ethereum, BTC, and then turn on alphanumerics as well. Because a few of you will be talking about this in the group as it loads on the monthly. It doesn't come on. There's a little arrow there. Just do it, refresh it there. Yeah. All right. There was that's a monthly green diamond back there. Do you know what I mean?
I know it's still being ignored.
Yeah.
No, I do think Ethereum's gonna, nothing goes down forever, not even, scammy Ethereum. So it will bounce a bit, but man, this thing is gonna die. And you know what? And when it dies, no one's gonna care. That's the best part. It's so irrelevant to this world. And gold's still pumping, man. Yeah. Gold's still pumping. So back to the interest rates. Let me go to. Oh, didn't do that. CME Fed funds futures. Right. So there it is. The consensus is now that Powell is not going to lower the rate. And that's exactly what I've been saying, that Powell is not going to lower the rate. He's not going to be bullied by Trump. And he was going to fight off Trump. But Trump, decided to back off. And the reason he backed off is, of course, because the interest rates started to rise. And the reason why the interest rates started to rise is because the less faith the world has in the US government, the less they want to buy American bonds, the more interest the US government have to offer to idiots that are willing to buy the US bonds. And by aggravating China, you are literally going up against the major bondholder. China is this bright red line right there. The dark red line is Japan, and the blue line is the cumulative holdings of the European Union. This is such valuable data, and it tells me which countries are pro-US and are controlled by the US by buying US bonds, and which countries are staying clear of the US by deleveraging US bond holdings. You can see that Taiwan and Hong Kong continue to have large holdings that have increased. So has the UK, so has Canada, but you can also see that Japan and China, especially China, have significantly decreased their US debt holdings. And if you scroll down to Russia and find Russia, where was Russia? Probably in the BRICS section. Russia got rid of all American bonds back in 2018. They were only down to 13 billion, and now they have pretty much zero. So this is very important data, and this is the main reason why Trump is backing off the tariffs. All right, Matt, I got nothing else.
Just quickly, yeah, I've got a question. What about the Bitcoin options market? We haven't looked at that for a while.
Because Bitcoin hasn't really moved, so there's not going to be much there.
What's the expiration?
Max trying to remember. I think it was this. Yeah, there's not much. I mean, Max Payne is actually down at 47. Current price is 48. And man, I remember when it was sitting at 55.
Yep.
So yeah, it's got a long way to go. Look, according to the options market, Bitcoin ain't going to be rising for years, all the way out to 27. Of course, these numbers can change. You can see it goes back to 50 by the end of May. But yeah, Bitcoin, I mean, look, it'll go up, but I think the road's not going to be easy.
All right, brother. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Let me, like I said, I don't really have much else. And other than, man, it would be so interesting if Ethereum makes a new, 7-year low? Jesus. How bad is that?
Bad.
So right here, this is March of 2017. It's 2025. That's 8 years, man. 8 years. Imagine hitting an 8-year low. Wow.
No, that's cooked.
That's bad. That's bad. Even the dollar version is probably ugly. So the dollar version is going to hit only 4-year lows on the dollar version. But versus Bitcoin, oh boy. Wow, look at this. Look at this MRI resistance line on the dollar version of Ethereum. Wow, look at that. Couldn't break it. Could not break it. It's gonna break the bottom one though. Imagine, wow, Ethereum under $1,000. It's gonna be hilarious. This thing was almost $5,000 at one point. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. And it was back in 2018. It was 1,500
at the peak.
Yeah, it's right there. It's about to go below.
That would be that's
27.
close to, yeah, that's Bitcoin at 20,000, by the way. Like, you can just easily think of it like
I
that.
know. Yeah, it's back to its 2017 top.
Hmm.
Wow. That's so pathetic.
Oh, if Bitcoin was at 20,000, I'd be feeling about as bad as people who hold a lot of ETH right now, I think.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go.
Yep, Solana's picking up the slack for now. All right. Let me get off screen share. And yeah, close us out.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being patient with me having babies left, right, and center. Tone being in Asia. It's a difficult time of the year, but we'll get back to regularity soon. Have a wonderful time. Have a great weekend. I hope Bitcoin does kick off. Tone and I are cautiously optimistic, but we'll see what happens throughout the weekend. Use the links in the description below. Join the Discord group. It's a fantastic group. We've got everything you need there. And stay safe. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.